I really don't understand a couple of things. I know we're done with the BCS and last night, the evil SEC for a lot of you was finally defeated. Mm-hmm. But really when you look at the thing, the only way that the SEC was finally defeated was by a team who built themselves to be an SEC team.
Yeah, looked just like an SEC
by
team.
former SEC coaches.
Right.
Don't forget that.
Right. Florida State, not exactly a Western, Northern, or Eastern team. You know what I mean? It was. It's Florida. But anyway, so. Great game. If you didn't care who won that game, it was a phenomenal game.
Yeah.
That's the way that game needs to be.
Well,
and it rarely is, by the way.
I'll tell you why I liked it, and y'all know that y'all us have different things we like. Look, it can be fun, and I'm not against it, this new era of, thrilling offenses and nobody plays defense, and that can be fun. It can. Even though I'm a defensive guy, that can be fun. It was great to see a championship game that featured great offense and great defense.
Yeah.
I mean, there was some great – I know you look at the score and think it was if you didn't watch it, no, there was a lot of great defense played in that game. Matter of fact, once again, in the championship game, I know the score doesn't indicate it. Defense won the game.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Auburn's defense, especially early
put them in a position.
And Florida State's defense comes out in the third quarter. That's the ball game, by the way. The way their defense played in the third quarter to let their offense get going by holding Auburn and getting them off the field to get their offense on. That's the difference in the game.
Well,
if
you're the underdog like Auburn was, when you had Florida State down, you didn't score enough.
Right.
I mean, you had opportunities. I mean, you needed to score. And, of course, now Florida State having athletes on defense has a lot to do with that. And once they did what nobody else could do, and they didn't shut down the run, but they controlled it.
They did.
And
Mason still had 200 yards. But
what I'm talking about, when Auburn would normally gain 11 yards, they were gaining 3.
Yeah.
And that's how you kind of contained it. And as everyone had said, and correctly, no offense, because he's a great player and he had a phenomenal season, but Nick Marshall for Auburn is not going to beat you throwing the football. He's just not. No. He's not accurate enough.
He made a couple of big plays. But my point is, you go, I'm going to give him that. Sure, they got 21 points. He threw 2 touchdowns. But if I don't stop their run, they got a lot more than that.
Well, yeah.
So,
And Nick Marshall's the kind of quarterback, he's going to burn you on one pass, but then he's going to have 5 passes where he should have completed them and he couldn't. He's just that guy. I mean, he's just not very accurate.
And he's getting
he's feast or famine on throwing the football. He's not that guy that's going to methodically go down the field throwing the ball. He's just not.
No.
And you know that, but unfortunately, great teams, by the way, tried to stop that offense and couldn't. And Florida State had athletes that could, even on a mistake, recover. And you go, they're about to get burned for 15 yards, and they get burned for 4.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Athletic.
Because they're athletic. I thought Florida State's defensive line whipped Auburn's offensive line for the most part. They won the game.
As long as Jernigan wasn't out of breath.
Yeah,
when he was in the game, he's unstoppable.
Yeah.
Which
They
frustrated all of us.
They were a different defense without him in there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they were.
Well, look, let me tell you, 15 ain't no slouch either.
No.
I don't know what his name
not.
is, that defensive end. You see that big athletic son of a gun running around.
Sure.
But Auburn, I think, proved if you were an Auburn fan, I think Auburn also proved that they deserved to be there.
Yeah.
Because they didn't get embarrassed. They had how about this? I'll go this far. It was not, if you're an Auburn fan, it wasn't a could have won. It was a should have won.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, you drive down. Minute 18, you take the lead.
Guys,
when they give up the kick return and then they put that drive together, I said, wow.
Yeah.
Of course, as you said, they put that drive together when your number one defensive player is over there tired.
Yeah.
That was.
You've been off for 30 days of football and you're over there tired.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what. If Florida State had lost the ball game with him over on the sideline just because he's tired, how about this? I'm not even a Florida State football fan, and that made me mad as a football fan.
Yeah.
You're on the sideline right now. Yeah. And I mean, and the team I was for was at advantage, and it still made me mad.
Yeah.
Because I love football.
But because at that level, there's no bigger moment. I mean,
what are you doing? You stop Auburn here, the game's over.
That's what you dream about as a kid and a college athlete. This is the moment.
And you're not out because you hurt. You're out because you're tired.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, that's unacceptable. And but bottom line is, I think that if you look at the teams that were on the field and you look at every position, Florida State was a click better than Auburn, and that's how it turned out.
Yes, I did. One more play at the end.
But Auburn really had the game, but and let it get away. Then Florida State had it, and it looked like they'd let it get away, and then they make plays, and they made plays where everyone felt like if Auburn could ever get exposed, and I thought Auburn's defense, which I thought was in a lot of trouble. Auburn's defense played as good as they can play right now.
They played well.
I thought
better than anybody's played.
I thought the defense coordinator both schemes were good. I think Auburn's scheme was good in the first half. I think Pruitt's scheme was good in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he adjusted at halftime. Got a lot of athletes over there.
Mm-hmm.
But I will tell you this. You could tell early in the ball game, we can talk about, it don't matter and all this, and they're averaging 52-10. No, you could tell early in the game that Florida State hadn't played anybody.
Oh, no question.
Oh, yeah, they were trying to figure out the
Winston
speed.
was stunned, guys.
But here's where I told Helms, I said, when I watched the first half, I said, we're exposed. They're getting exposed.
They sure
all
were.
these big stats. But the difference is they are good enough, though, to rally and pull it together and come back.
Oh, yeah. Well, all they did was adjust and go, we can't beat this team playing the way we did against the other teams.
Yeah.
Yep. So what they did is they said, we have another gear we haven't used yet, and they went to that gear.
Yeah.
No, they're a great football team and deserved the national championship. Don't misunderstand me.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm just telling you, they were looking at a quality SEC team, and for a while they were like, okay, they can run with us. Yeah, they're not as big as us this time. And I really think that defensive line for Florida State, Auburn's offensive line had moments, and they are a good offensive line, probably the best they've had since 2010. But they could not move that defensive line the way they moved everybody else.
And Mason still had how many yards?
200, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he
Yeah.
got his yards. So they did something.
But you go through a whole third quarter, though.
Third quarter was
It's the ball game.
Oh, yeah. Florida State's defense
Well,
gave the offense time to settle down and figure it out because they kept stopping all of it.
And Winston
21-10 was the game.
And Winston, I thought Jimbo Fisher
And that
made a
missed
great
field
point.
goal was
May
big
have-
for all.
Keep in mind, 10 came with the 7 that was scored real late.
Yeah, and hey, look, don't forget, and we talk about missed opportunities all day long. It was 21-10. You hit the pass on the first possession and kick your field goal. It's 31-3.
You're right.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing, guys. But that's the point, though. That's why you play 4 quarters.
Yep,
It doesn't matter.
exactly.
You can look at they had drop balls too. But each side.
there's so many.
You can't go
Boneheaded penalties.
That's what I'm tired of. I'm sick and tired of fans, and I'm hearing coaches do it. It's starting to bother
me too,
I'm
yeah.
so tired of hearing, well, we shot ourselves in the foot. We did this. We did that. You know what? You play 4 quarters.
Yeah.
You make mistakes. They make mistakes. In the end, you see who made the play to win the ball game. That's the way it is. Oh, we came out flat. We wasn't playing our game. Look, either one of those teams deserved to win the ball game. Florida State made one more play in Auburn. There
That's
it
right.
was. Nothing.
Yep.
Whoever won it would deserve it.
Right. Yeah.
There was no fluke. There was no we blew it. There was no just beat them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's been my problem with Brent. Maybe I'm just listening with SEC ears. But Brent Musburger, not only does he get his name confused, but it's never the SEC team that's doing well that's got the opponent on the ropes. It's the opponent's not doing a good job.
Yeah.
Well, Auburn had a lot to do with that.
Look, a lot of people are ready for the streak to end, and you got that. Of course, it took another Southern team to do it, but we'll be back.
Bubba, Rick and Bubba.
I said I might be biased because I'm listening with SEC ears, but what I heard, especially early in the game, is really Florida State was freaking out. They were tight. They weren't doing, and really it wasn't that Auburn was whooping their butts early, because that's what was happening. Auburn was loose. Auburn came out to play. Florida State was tight. They weren't used to that speed, and Auburn was whooping them. Now Florida State settled down in the second half and changed things, but in the beginning, that's what it was.
And you were saying that he was saying, well, the favored team is choking, the underdog's not playing well.
Exactly.
Yeah, I understand. And that happens a lot, though. I don't know if that's an SEC thing or if that's just an underdog versus a heavy favorite comment. But but you're right. I mean, but like Greg said, I'm starting to see even coaches doing that. I mean, you look bad whether you're a commentator or you're a coach when you talk about how if your team's the one not doing well, there's a bunch of excuses on why you're not doing well versus the fact the other team is getting after you.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're living in a world of everybody's got an excuse now anyway. But one of the funny things last night was Brent Musburger introducing himself as Kirk Herbstreit.
Yeah, and I missed this, Rick.
Yeah,
Here it is.
it-
Good evening and welcome, everybody. I'm Kirk Herbstreit, along with Brent Musburger Reed.
Just go with it.
That's good right there.
To really
Go to the stadium, experience it.
and I went to Auburn all 4 years. I went to the games and I didn't think I cared this much, you guys.
You found out how mad you cared
I
last
thought
night.
I cared more.
You thought you cared less,
my
didn't you?
family. I
Right.
thought I cared about God more.
Right. Well, you tell yourself those things.
Right, you do, and then you suffer a loss like that, you guys.
Yeah, but this is the thing I tried to tell my boys last night who are Auburn fans. I said, guys, the last 2 years as an Auburn fan after the national championship have been devastating. Last year, horrifying.
Yeah.
as I said, when I go into the games last year, having a son on the team, going to Auburn games last year, you felt like football was being punished by God, and for everybody loving it too much. And his job, if you were an Auburn fan, was to take away any love you had for the game. It was absolute misery. And how can you be so upset of going, losing one game up to this game, being in the national championship game, playing well enough to win it, and losing by 3? Compared, that's the way we are. We're never happy.
I'm not happy. I'm not happy at all right now. Real mad. I turned off the TV, pushed the button real hard, and picked up a pillow, screamed into it.
Right.
Kick Kevin.
Kick Kevin a couple times.
Dog. That's his dog.
Kick my dog a couple times right in the face hard.
All right.
He's just kidding.
Right in the face hard. So did you
take that, Jameis?
Did you?
They did it big, Dan.
That does not make any sense, by the way.
We're
Jameis.
gonna do it big. We're gonna do it big, Dan.
Your words don't make sense, Jameis. Your words don't make any sense.
Not a gifted speaker.
No.
All right, but a gifted player.
Very.
Doesn't appear to be overly gifted human being, but a gifted player. So what?
Depends on who you ask.
So what did you sleep?
I didn't sleep good. Woke up angry a lot.
Woke up angry a lot.
Woke up real angry, and I didn't realize I was to this point. I thought it was because this is my line. Every time people say, "Oh, are you a fan?" all that stuff. I say, I care during the games, but then after the games, it doesn't bother me. But it bothers me. I'm bothered now, real bothered.
Guess you'd be wrong about that.
So close.
Yes. Also, I'm mad because this season I've made a huge point to not say anything to my brother's an Alabama fan.
Yeah.
Some of my best friends are Alabama fans. I've made a point to just keep my mouth shut. Wait for that national championship. And then I was gonna go crazy.
You had done saved up.
I was gonna say all kinds of stuff like Saban sucks and stuff like that. And I was gonna go nuts on Facebook and on Twitter and on Instagram. I was gonna be vining stuff like, I'm doing number ones and stuff. It was gonna be awesome. And I kept my mouth shut because I was like, oh no, that'll.
So you let the iron bar go? You didn't.
I let
You
everything
were saving
go.
up.
I would let everything go. I was gonna saving
it
so hard because I was like, yes, we're gonna win again, yes.
Because and
then we didn't win.
So
take that, Jameis.
So what you're saying? It's way too soon for that.
Yeah,
now you want to see me a week from Thursday? We can look back over the season.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's way too soon right after the game.
Yeah.
Way too soon. Yeah. No, right now, really, if you really want to be a fan, Adler,
I can't even talk right now. I'm so mad.
and you really want to be a player who wants to be a competitor, you should absolutely hate losing that game. Oh, yeah. I'm talking about hate it.
Hate it.
I'm talking about look.
I hate it.
I'll talk about listen.
Look at his
How about
face.
this? Listen to and let it make you sick.
Can you shut up with that, y'all? Can you shut up with that? It looks borderline like you're like saluting like Hitler or something. By the way, I'm saying it really does.
All
It looks
right.
borderline.
You're injured.
It looks Nazi-ish.
It's one of my favorite
you're
things
injured.
in sports, by the way.
It looks stupid.
It's one of my favorite things in sports.
If they did it just for a second, maybe.
It looks
But 4 quarters, no.
It looks slightly feminine and slightly fascist. That's all I'm
That's
saying.
right.
You just hey, by the way, you just offended every Atlanta Brave fan out there as well.
Yeah.
So just
True.
keep
They
that.
did
It does
on my
bother
nerves.
me. I don't like.
All 5 of them. Oh, baseball joke.
Hey, how about this? How about this? I don't like when
That's good.
I don't like when teams, professional, college, or high school, share some tradition,
Yeah.
and it's the same.
You know who
That's true.
started it for the Braves?
Who?
Deion Sanders.
Really?
Yep.
From Florida State.
He used to play for the
So
Dallas
it's really-
Cowboys.
Little tidbit for you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Adler.
Excellent. Couple of things from vacation we haven't talked about. Bubba not here. We need to try to call his phone. You want me to try to call it?
Yeah, I'd love to
do.
check in, just see what he's doing.
Because he's an Auburn fan. Went to the game. Auburn.
Is he?
Auburn did not win. Yeah, we're not going to
I
drop.
was here on the behalf of the show, working.
Right.
yeah.
Look, how about this? You're a fan of a team, so what?
I agree.
There's nothing
I
serious.
agree.
It's funny, though, in our meetings where he was trying
Right.
to, like,
Yeah. Now, granted, way fans act, sometimes you probably don't need to come out with that. But I mean, it's. Let's see if we can find him.
yeah.
I love calling people live.
Yeah.
It's one of my
Because
favorite
we
things
have
do.
not
I
heard
like
from
prank calls.
We should have got Coach Johnson.
We have not heard from him since the
Please.
game.
No.
We hadn't heard from him since the game.
I know. I wonder how he's doing.
Yeah, I wonder how he took it.
Not well.
So much so he probably won't answer.
Not well.
We'll call
Your
Betty.
call has been forwarded
there
to
it
an
is.
automatic
All right,
voice
let's try
message
Betty
system.
now.
He tried to
No,
play that
I'm
card.
not doing that.
Yeah.
No.
Why?
Let's leave a message.
Okay.
7.
Coach Johnson, leave one.
No.
Put his number on there.
Hey, Bubba. Hey, guys. Hey, we're here, man.
Sorry, buddy.
No, you had a late night. No, it didn't go the way you wanted to, and I know you wanted to run into the arms of Coach Malzahn, but we.
I heard he dressed just like him for the game.
How about this? We just checking on you, buddy, and got another hour of the show here, and look
See
forward
if
to
the
being
Gus bus is broke down.
look forward to being back with you.
Gus bus got a flat.
We didn't. I guess when your tour bus broke down, you didn't know that was a sign. So would the Gus bus. But anyway, so just checking in, buddy. So,
Wow.
I bet he's asleep with pink Newcastles laying all around. He ain't woke up yet.
checking in from Pasadena, old Bill Bubba Bussey. Bubba, how you doing, buddy?
How about it, gentlemen? How are you?
Well, you know what? We're wrapping up another show without you. Hopefully, if all travel plans go smoothly, we'll see you back here today. But we were just anxious to check in with you.
Well, I'll say this: it was a long night. It was a busy night, and you may hear the traffic. I'm standing out here on Wilshire Boulevard right now. I just finished a dip in the pool here at the hotel, but we probably wrapped up last night about the time Greg headed to work today. So
wow.
it was a long night.
What took so long? Because I know there was no celebration.
Oh yeah, listen, you know, if you win, you celebrate. If you lose, you go find a cheeseburger and ice cream to drown your misery.
Right, and plus, I don't know where your hotel is, but I know people who were there when Bama was there. They're saying a lot of times it's an hour and a half back to your hotel from the stadium.
Yeah, well, we had a pretty good. We kind of lucked out. The bus we were riding on was kind of up front, so we got out pretty quick. Now it took almost 2 hours to get from the hotel to the Rose Bowl. Traffic was real heavy, and you have to go over a pretty good mountain to get there. So, a lot of buses and big trucks and things kind of moving slow. But hey, guys, I'll tell you this: the Rose Bowl is an incredible venue. I mean, I give 2 thumbs up to the Rose Bowl. And how about this? Auburn did great last night. I thought they repped well. I don't know how it all came across on TV because we didn't have access to that. But, man, it was a great game, and we were right there on that end of the field where Florida State scored the last touchdown. So,
wow, right in your face.
Enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was exciting, and, just came up short about 13 seconds.